Ah, hell. I'm in the wrong game again. Hey guys, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming, and some of you know me on Twitter, The Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming at you another Let's Play episode of Eka, Jenna's Path. So, as a couple of my audience members told me, there is a very important choice early on in Jenna's Path where you have to tell her whether you are, gay or bi. And that will definitely affect one of the outcomes further in. And since I'm definitely interested in romancing Jenna, I would like to make this choice, because apparently the game will just think you're will just automatically choose for you, so that you're like gay, I guess. But anyway, guys, let's just jump right into it. So this will be more of a from the start kind of run for Jenna, but when I get to the branching pathways, I am actually going to save it there so that I can do that for the future runs for the other boys. But anyway, guys, let's pick it up, shall we? Alright. I keep my seat on the bed as I unwrap the foil around my sandwich. The smell wafts up from the beef, making my mouth water and bringing some memories up with it. We'd all spent many nights at the old diner. I can remember the night me and Carl graduated. Leo took us all straight from Peyton High to the diner, skipping out on the all-night graduation party for sandwiches and milkshakes. I take a huge bite and a yellow bell pepper slips out the other end, landing back in the foil. Whoa, slow down, you're gonna choke. Suddenly I'm almost falling over to the side as something heavy plants itself next to me on the bed. I quickly grab a napkin and bring it to my muzzle, wiping away the grease. Hey, Leo. Leo chuckles at my embarrassment and unwraps his own sandwich. Sorry if the bread is a little soggy. Garabo over here took his sweet time getting to the car. Hey, working in the town hall is serious business. I don't have a family business I can just waltz out of like you. Hey, Flynn, I'll bet you that I can eat this whole burger in 1 minute. Is that a fucking joke? Of course you can. Yeah, but what about 2 burgers? Don't choke, Carl. I decide to keep the conversation on Leo's job, since that's the whole reason why he's still here. Is business still pretty good? Yes, Peyton's getting bigger, so is the number of customers. I guess it's a good thing your dad moved it out of Echo, huh? For sure, the place is turning into a ghost town. It probably will be in another decade or two. By some standards, it already is. I take another bite of my sandwich, biting right into another bell pepper. I'd forgotten how good the diner food is. I notice TJ sitting next to Jenna at the table, picking unhappily at his lettuce-wrapped chicken. Jenna seems to as well as she leans towards him. What's wrong, TJ? It's just... Never mind, it doesn't matter. Are you sure? It's just the mayo. I forget they put it on everything here. Jenna lifts up the bundle on her sandwich, inspecting its contents. None of the mayo really got on my chicken. Here. No, you don't have... Jenna picks up TJ's sandwich and swaps out his grilled chicken. She rips off the layer of mayo-tainted lettuce from his lettuce bun before swapping her chicken in. There! How's that? Thanks. It's then that TJ looks up and sees Leo and I staring at him. I see his ears flatten in embarrassment. What? Nothing, TJ. Nothing. So, are your parents still letting you live in the house here in Echo? Yes, we actually tried to sell it last year, but of course, no one bought it. I think 2 people came to look, but took off once they saw the town. Anyway, my parents are living in Peyton, in a house twice as big as the old one. Well, it must be pretty cool living in your own house. My parents aren't constantly breathing down my neck, so that's, nice. Leo's already finished his first sandwich, and now he's unwrapping the second. He sure could eat a lot. How many people are still here, anyway? In the town, I mean. Leo takes another bite, and I hear the crunch of the peppers through his muzzle. He chews thoughtfully for a moment before swallowing. Not too sure. Of course, I know almost everyone here, but most don't actually live here anymore. Most everyone's turned their old house into a sort of vacation home now. Really? Why? I can't imagine anyone coming here for a vacation. Unless your hobbies are meth or dying of heat stroke. Well, they've all got their old houses here, and it's cheap to build. And the town is actually trying to turn that old lake into a recreational thing. Lake Emma? Yeah. They're putting in docks and stuff. Huh. Lake Emma is the old reservoir just a few minutes outside of town. As kids, we used to play around there all the time. It was generally an ugly place, dead fish on the banks, a terrible smell, and mosquitoes everywhere. Then again, it could have changed since then. I just haven't been there in 12 years now. None of us have. Let me save it right here, guys. Thinking about the lake is making my stomach tighten again, forcing away my appetite in the process. It's been so long at this point, I need to learn to get over things. Actually, that reminds me. The others are pretty deep in their own conversations, but I lower my voice anyway, leaning into Leo. Hey, Leo. Hmm? Leo turns to me. He had been in the middle of a massive bite, and now he has a bell pepper half hanging out of his muzzle. That throws off my train of thought for a second. Oh yeah, so I wanted to get some shots of the lake for my project. Leo ducks his head to pull out the pepper from his muzzle, only to shove it back in a second later. He chews for a while, but his ears are still tipped towards me, so I go on. It's kind of important to Echo's history. Anyway, you told me that on Monday everyone's free during lunch. I can tell by the set of Leo's ears that he knows where I'm going, and he's not too into the idea. I quickly go on. Of course, we don't have to, but it's been a long time, and if the town is making it look better, it could be fun. Listen, Chase. I feel my face burn a little under the fur. Sorry, it was a dumb idea. No, Chase. If it were up to me, I'd definitely do it. It's just... Leo looks towards Flynn, and I do as well, finding him still bantering with Carl. It doesn't matter how fucking fast you eat, I'm not gonna be impressed. He's got that classic Flynn look on his face where he's pressing his lips together, trying not to smile. What if I ate all 3? You've already eaten most of the first one, so that's not gonna happen now, is it? I look back down at my sandwich. I suddenly feel really guilty. Here I am, back after 3 years, just assuming that I know how everyone feels. Now I'm kind of feeling like an imposter. Chase, are you a little sus? Leo notices, like he always did, and he nudges me with his shoulder. Hey, don't worry about it, it's not your fault. Suddenly Leo's ears perk up, and I know he suddenly had an idea. His ears made him easily readable, just as reading people came easily to him. It made it all the more impressive that he was able to tell what most of us were thinking, considering my short, stubby ears. Or Flynn's lack thereof. Listen, there's a cool little spot by the river that's actually pretty close to the lake. We could have lunch and you could walk over and get your shots. The idea makes me feel a bit better. Alright, that could be fun. Also, this motel doesn't have a pool, so it'll be really nice to swim in something. Heh, otters in their waters. Anyway, I'll have to ask Flynn, but I think he'll be okay with it. What would really impress me is if you didn't eat the rest. You're a funny guy, Flynn. Carl goes right back to shoving the next burger into his mouth as Flynn looks on in mild disgust. He suddenly notices us watching him and he gives us an odd look, but that slowly morphs into a smirk as he focuses on Leo. You're looking pretty happy there, Leo. Not like you've been for the past 3 years. I furrow my brow in confusion and look up at Leo. I see him shift and he's giving Flynn a look that I don't quite understand. Well, of course I'm happy to see us all back together again. I look back from Leo to Flynn, and it's pretty easy to imagine a bolt of electricity between them. You should have seen him, Chase. He'd go days without smiling. Agreed. Leo's been kind of a dick ever since you guys left. Isn't Jenna a counselor? Hey, you should have a session with Leo. I'm still an undergrad. I am not going into counseling anyway. That would just make me sad. That's kind of what I was interested in, being a psychologist, but after spending quite a bit of time around psychologists and seeing how they work, I was kind of convinced that that would not be a good field for me, because I would be taking a lot of what was at work home with me, and I did not want to do that. So, well, I mean, here I am now, making content for you guys, and I'm pretty damn happy about it. Nope, save it right here. TJ is busy trying to hold his sandwich together and eat it at the same time. Not very successfully, but he looks up as well. Leo depressed? It's hard to imagine you not smiling. You seemed fine online. Has something been going on, Leo? For the first time since he's arrived, Leo looks truly uncomfortable. You don't see him like that very often. Flynn, on the other hand, has his trying not to smirk face on. What? Leo pauses, pinned down by everyone's eyes in the room, and he takes a frustrated breath. Can't people be sad sometimes? Yes, things have been harder, but I'm fine. I think it's pretty clear that Flynn flicks his long muzzle at the lizard. Wait, what? Leo flicks his long muzzle at the lizard. Okay. Is just trying to get some reactions. Sure, I'm just saying you're back to your old self, but seriously, it's great. Leo makes a snorting sound. I'm about to ask Leo what's so stressful when he lifts his paw up again to take a bite of his almost finished sandwich. I go quiet as I look at his paw. A silver anchor tied around his wrist with leather. Hold on, guys. Make sure it's not my parents. My parents, I had kind of an emergency earlier. I'm just waiting to hear back from them. Okay. Nothing yet. Okay. A silver anchor tied around his wrist with leather. The word otter is etched into the shank of the anchor. The name Chase is engraved into the stock. Why was he still... Chase! I jump as TJ's voice breaks through my trance, bouncing on the bed as I come down. Leo looks at me as the bed wobbles, an eyebrow raised. TJ puts a paw to his muzzle. Oops, sorry, you were just kind of staring off into space. Yeah, just thinking about stuff. What's up? We were just talking about about the last game. Didn't you tell me that you saw that movie on the drive here? I really don't get you right now, TJ. The last game was the worst Lions Brigade movie. You're just mad because they didn't follow the comics. Yeah, Carl, as a movie it was just better. I'm sure the comics are great too, though. No, the comics are shit. Carl tried showing them to me once. What? See? This is the problem. They never follow the source material and no one cares because they have no respect for the originals, man. You're way too picky, Carl. The last game was a great movie. Not you too, Leo. I don't know. I think Lions Brigade was always a bit too violent for me, what with all the shooting and punching. I've always liked the Trinity Weasel. She's the thinking man's superheroine. Carl waves his paw dismissively. The Trinity comics have always been pretty lame. They're jerk-off fodder for lonely nerds, and so's the movie. Ha! You mean like yourself? Hey. Hold up, we're talking about Trinity now? Julia Blasco. She's hella fine. Never seen an ass like hers on a weasel before. That's because it's fake. No, I just like the story. It's really kind of deep if you think about it. It was hard to think about when half the shots are slow-mo and she's doing all these flips and backbends and shit. I didn't think that was your sort of thing anyway, Flynn. Flynn doesn't have time to retort before Jenna shifts her attention, seemingly coming to TJ's defense. Come on, Trinity does have more story going on than your average superhero movie. Let me save it right here, guys. Gotta really like the soundtrack for this game. I think it's great that you like her character over all the meatheads. Yeah, they just stuck in all the boob shots to ruin the dummies. Of course, that's easy for someone like you to say. Besides, I see what's going on here. Maybe you should watch a Lucha Lobo, TJ. He's shirtless the whole time. TJ's ears go flat, Tuff's pointed at the ground. I better stop it with all this saucy talk. The only way this could get any more awkward is if you got sprung. We all groan in unison, but TJ shoots right back. And knowing you, that's exactly what you want to happen, isn't it, Flynn? That gets a few surprised chuckles. Damn, TJ, where'd that come from? It isn't that it is a particularly good joke, it's that it came from TJ that makes it so funny. I don't think I've ever heard him talk like that. Even Flynn can't help from grinning a bit. Just friends catching up. Oblivious as to what's to come. We talk late into the afternoon. At this point, all my worries have disappeared, leaving a happy, warm feeling in its place. It seems silly that I'd been so nervous earlier. In fact, I'm starting to look forward to the rest of the week. Alright, alright. Leo steps forward, indicating that we should all shut up. Now, we all need to remember that Chase is here to do his school project, so that comes first. But I did make a few other plans for things that we can do on his off time. I'm pretty sure all of us know that we're going to Southwest Adventures tomorrow, so I'll pick these two up. He jerks his head towards Flynn and Carl. Then swing by the motel to get you guys at 9, alright? Sounds good. Then I was thinking about doing some stuff in Peyton towards the end of the week, but we'll make those plans later. In between those times, we should find time to hang out as well. Make the most of this. Leo looks about done, but suddenly snaps his fingers as if remembering something. Oh yeah, Chase, I saw you had a camera. Think you could get a pic of us? It would be nice for all of us to have something that isn't camera phone quality. Oh, sure. I was messing with the self-timer earlier. Should be able to get it to work. After a few minutes of me adjusting the tripod and Leo adjusting everyone at the end of one of the beds, we managed to get into position. Alright, here goes. I set the timer and fast walked to the spot Leo saved for me. Wow, Carl, your eyes are super bloodshot. Oh, Jenna, so pretty. For the next 2 hours, we watch a movie on TV, not really paying attention, mostly catching up with each other on how we'd been. It's good to be back, and it feels like we're all just picking up where we left off 3 years ago. It's really nice. Finally, at about 10, Leo, Carl, and Flynn head out. I spend the next 20 minutes tinkering with the equipment, making sure it's all in order for shooting the next day. Once TJ finishes getting ready for bed in the bathroom, I do as well before getting into bed, head to toe with TJ. There's a soft glow from the corner as Jenna sits at the table reading something. I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, waiting for her to go to sleep. There's a chain attached to my ankle as I walk away from the lake. My legs and feet caked in mud. I look back, seeing the chain snaking around the rocks and reeds before disappearing into the water. Looking ahead again, I see Leo. He's smiling, waving at me. I walk towards him and the chain stays slack, pulling easily out of the water. There's an anchor in the lake, I say. I stare at him, but he doesn't say anything, and it just keeps on smiling. I crouch on the rocks, wrapping the chain around my wrist a few times. Let's save it right here. Leo kneels next to me, rubbing my back and sticking out his arm to compare our bracelets, saying that everyone gets one. He seems happy, but now I'm stuck here. I can't even stand up to walk. I'd love to know more about this mysterious lake. Sunday! 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 Peyton is about a bit of a distance away. To get there, you have to get on Route 93, which Flynn tells me isn't even called that anymore. That would make sense considering how it was impossible to find on the GPS. Anyway, to get to the city, you have to merge from the remnants of 93 onto I-40, which runs straight through the city of Peyton. About 15 minutes from Peyton, we pull over at a rest stop, which sits at a higher elevation than Echo. If you're looking in the right direction, it gives you a great view of the town. I stand outside the old, run-down restroom, a pall over my eyes as I stare out over the desert. A distant, hazy view of a group of small buildings huddled together signals where the town is. From this vicarious distance, it looks small and harmless. Hard to imagine all the things that happened there. Alright, how do I use this thing? I look over and see Leo fumbling with the camera, obviously worried that he was going to break it. I walk over and show him how to use it, checking the white balance and exposure myself. I wasn't too good with cameras, but the equipment manager at the university had given me a quick lesson on how to do things. Alright, so I want you to zoom out from Echo slowly, and while you do that, I'm going to walk in the frame, okay? Yeah, okay. Leo hoists the camera up and looks through the viewfinder, ears perked up and smiling. Alright, signal me when you're ready. I adjust the clip-on mic while Leo focuses the camera, then raises his paw, signaling that I should start. I walk into the frame, keeping one paw in my pocket and using the other to gesture. I hope I don't look too awkward. I always feel like I do. Echo first began as a settlement in 1852 after James Hendricks discovered gold in a quartz deposit. The town grew quickly in size, and once it began to serve as a junction along Prescott Railway, it reached a peak population of 6,500 in 1877. It was at this point in time that a peculiar phenomenon of mass hysteria took over. Many say the reason this occurred was due to the discovery of a body within the gold mine and the circumstances surrounding that discovery. While not much is known about this event, what is known is that once it ended, a large portion of the population left Echo. Most of those who left settled in the nearby town of Peyton. I'm going to say, guys, I love shots like this. I love them. They're amazing. Just putting a small settlement into perspective of the absolutely enormous environment around it. It's breathtaking. I just wish this was just a little more higher resolution. That might be because I'm running it on my 4K display. However, the town still managed to prosper well enough until the 40s. That's when the government stepped in to shut down the mine, as it became a federal law to divert all mining resources to the war effort. The town's population sharply declined shortly thereafter, and, by the 1950s, it had dwindled to approximately 2,000 people. A shutdown of the Prescott Railway in the 1960s, followed by the bypassing of Route 93 by I-40 in 1968 and 1986, was the final nail in the coffin for the town. By the 90s, the population had dwindled to just 150 people. My goal, however, is to investigate the first event which led to this town's decline and possible demise. What happened in that mine almost 150 years ago? I've come to Echo to try and find out that information. If any, to find out what information, if any, can be gleaned from the events of the past. I wait for a few seconds, then look at Leo. That good? Yeah, I don't know how to stop this, though. Here. I walk over to take the heavy camera off Leo's paws. That was pretty good. You want to be a reporter? Oh. Alarm Chan is telling me to stop talking before she smacks me. But thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah, so as I said, this is going to be from a fresh start for Jenna. I don't want to miss anything for her path. So, and when we get to the forking pathway, I will save it right there for future runs. That way we can cut down on the commute time a little bit. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I love you all. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Bye-bye.